I'm just going to go through some images that we selected for the exhibit and explain why we kept them, why they were kept for the collection here. And in this case, we're going to have a small portion of the exhibit that's just called hair. We kept them for their hair. I think you can see why on the guy on the left.
Yeah.
How would you like to be changing the sheets for that guy? And then the guy on the right, you may have noticed, very trim, beautiful manicured clothing, just top shape. The lady on the left is from the Long Hair Club of Summer Shade, Kentucky. And then this lady I pull because that's not her real hair at the top. If you look at the texture of her hair right by her head, and then look at the texture, that's a little wiglet that she's wearing on top. This one just for the hats. The lady on the left is just a quintessential 1890s lady with ostrich plumes and a fitted top coat. The lady on the right, again, you notice both of them are wearing glasses. Many photographs of women, they would take their glasses off, and those they have them on. A real dandy on the left. A beautiful outdoor photo. And for this time period, a portrait shot outdoors is pretty rare. And then the girl on the left, I'm a sucker for kids. Just a beautiful shot of a 19-teens young lady in her Mary Jane sitting on a little banister there. Kept these for the clothing. The uniforms on the left, those are not policemen. They probably, I can't verify this because we don't know anything about these photos, remember? They're unidentified. Probably work for the railroad. And then the gentleman on the right is a medic in the Army. These we kept for jewelry. The man on the right, on the left has a little miniature, probably a mother or a girlfriend, maybe someone who's passed away. And then this is called a tussie mussy. That was something that women would wear in the late 1890s. She also has on some beautiful jet beads, which you don't see a lot in photographs. And then sometimes you just keep things because of the occasion. I suspect this is a birthday party. Again, it's not identified, but that's why we kept it. The beautiful balloons. And then, I just look at the legs of this little girl. You really begin to see something about prior time periods when you look at some of them very closely. This is an ordination, I believe, of a gentleman. You notice that 4 of them are holding their Bibles out in front of them, probably in front of a church. They've got all their equipment down here by their feet. They've thrown all their hats down, and they're having a photograph taken. A great example of an overcoat, a great coat that would have been worn during the Civil War. This, I think, is a play party, and I mean literally a play party. They were held in Kentucky. These were dances, but they did not have music. So you clapped your hands to the beat and you danced. And I believe that's what's happening here. And I'm positive that boy and that boy are brothers. A family portrait at a wedding. We kept this one for the event. And of course the clothing that they're wearing is nice too. I believe this is the couple getting married. And I believe these are their parents, believe it or not. You look at this lady, the face is here. You can tell it. It's a little more difficult with the others, but I believe that's what's happened here. This is a wonderful dress too, where she's pulled it over to the side in her belt. A christening gown, also probably a wonderful bear rug that they added as part of the scene. And then, again, an event in a person's life, a graduation. Don't know who she is. If it was in color, we might be able to tell what school, maybe guess at where she was from, but couldn't. Events like holidays, really important. Halloween. The guy on the very far left, I don't know what he's dressed up as, maybe a little munchkin. Probably, knowing from my own childhood, he's not old enough to go trick-or-treating yet, but his brothers are. On the right, a wonderful Christmas shot with all of his gifts around him. Events in a baby's life. Of course, in the 19th, early 20th century, mortality rates were higher. I love the one on the left, just period. I just love it. But then the 2 babies being buried together in the same coffin. Mortuary photographs are very, very rare. You found them a lot, but they were rare. When I saw this, it's unidentified. I didn't know exactly what to think at first, but then I started looking at the clues in the background. And this is exactly what they teach you to do. They teach you to quarter the photograph and look at the little clues, because in the small things you begin to see things. There's no normal car that would have that piping on it like that. That's a circus car, obviously. I cannot positively date this, but I honestly believe this is World War I, which means this is a very early motorcycle, and so we kept it for that reason. This could be a CMTC, a Citizens something training corps, which was for young men to go to in the teens and 20s. Look at this photograph very carefully at the automobile. At first I thought this was England, because look at where the wheel is.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's an English car here in the United States. The one thing we do know about this is that it's in Aurora, New York. So it's not probably an English imported car. And then we kept some photographs, of course, for the toys. Being a museum, you would think we would do that. Beautiful one of the girl. The photography in this, is too fast. Look at the dog's head. You can't even tell what kind of dog it is. And then a wonderful one of a child on his little wooden tricycle. Sometimes we keep for the photographer. In this case, a woman photographer, much rarer. And then the one on the left is a very rare photograph. It's signed in pencil by Edgar Casey, who was a professional photographer. He's now best known as being a clairvoyant. It's also dated. And I think just by looking at it, you could tell he was an excellent photographer. That is a beautiful portrait. And then sometimes we keep photographs because they're novelties. The one on the left, a couple, a boy and a girl, and then they're finally getting together in one piece. And then one, probably he's on vacation in New York or Chicago, wherever he was on, because we don't know, it's unidentified, but a wonderful one of showing this kind of parachuting person in the background. And then the last two, we kept a lot of photographs because of transportation. This is in Butler County. Some of the roads still look like that over here. And the one on the right, my personal favorite, and there are dozens of reasons for keeping this photograph. Her age, that clay pipe that she's got. What you can't tell, that's a celluloid fan that's hanging down from her side. She has her pocketbook, and she is dressed to the nines. For what, I don't know, because she's unidentified.